Bill de Blasio ditches New York City migrant kids for photo op. Gets nasty surprise at border. By Rebecca DeCirio, Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio left his post and responsibilities to rush down to the border on a whim, hoping for a photo op. De Blasio ended up in El Paso, Texas, in front of a detention center where he proceeded to scream at the armed guards to let me in. I'm the mayor of New York. Well, his propaganda didn't go so well, and the mayor got a nasty surprise. Just hours after promising to help the hundreds of immigrant kids being held in the Big Apple without their parents, Mayor Bill de Blasio bolted for Texas on Wednesday for a photo op on the Mexico border. The New York Post reports de Blasio on Thursday morning joined a dozen of other mayors from across the country to demand entry to an immigration facility near El Paso, Texas, where kids who've been separated from their moms and dads under the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy are being held, despite admitting it was a futile effort. We fully expect to not be told the truth. We fully expect to be turned away, the way senators and congressmen have been turned away just trying to get the honest truth about what's happening to these children, just as all of you have been doing, de Blasio said at a press conference. Well, it was quickly evident that the law enforcement officers surrounding the facility to keep it safe were not impressed with de Blasio at all. In fact, they couldn't care less who he was. Yeah, Bill de Blasio, mayor of New York, said de Blasio, but the officer just looked at him and said, technically, you're on federal property, but we'll let you stand right there. It was really embarrassing. Mayor de Blasio was standing outside the chain link fence in the middle of the desert. The officer telling him he could stand right there was telling him, yep, you can stand in the desert, but you all aren't coming in here. We don't care who you are. So let's just take a quick look at the idiot.
Is there someone here, supervisor, to talk to? Anyone here to talk to, sir? Hi, how you doing? Bill de Blasio, Mayor of New York City. Is there a supervisor to talk to here?
What a dumb human being this one is.
Technically, how you doing, Mayor? Technically, we already own federal property type thing, but we'll allow you guys to stand right here. We'll open the gate. We just don't want to be overran by media. So if you guys do us a favor and just stay on that side, we're going to open the gate. We have to let outbound traffic out.
Okay, is there someone, sir, if it's you or someone else to talk to about an opportunity
wait a minute, sir.
to see what's going on? We've got an unacceptable situation here, and we're talking on behalf of millions and millions of people and saying the status quo can't hold. And look, what's happening in Washington isn't changing fast enough. We're trying to show the American people that this is a situation that does not represent our values, and our constituents don't accept it, and we need change.
What an idiot. What an idiot. But de Blasio insisted that this wasn't a publicity stunt, but rather that it is his duty as an elected official to ask questions about what's happening 2,000 miles outside of his own district. The fact is, this is something the American people care about. How was our money being spent? Is it being spent in a way that we would feel comfortable with, he said on CNBC Thursday. That is what public officials are supposed to ascertain. There is something eerie about a government agency saying we're not going to let the media in, we're not going to let public officials in. That would never fly in my city. I'll tell you that much, de Blasio insisted. New Yorkers would never stand for that. I don't think Americans anywhere would stand for that. Really? Those kids are minors and they can't be photographed. The idiot mayor of New York must know an entire gaggle of cameras and his big fat mouth running would scare any kid who is in that situation. Bill de Blasio is nothing but a huckster and scammer. He doesn't care about those kids. Doesn't he have enough youths back in New York who need his help? Why is he poking his nose into something that has nothing to do with him? Is he in the federal government? No. He is the mayor of a city, and New Yorkers would like him to pay attention to their needs. In fact, New Yorkers and other Americans were pissed off at his antics and quick to let him know it. Cameron Gray tweeted, "Does anyone know how many homeless New York City children he drove past on the way to the airport for this stunt?" Cameron Gray, hats off to you, because I didn't even think of that. Very good catch there. Let's see, is it going to play? Oh, is it this? It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. I'll tell you. Marie tweets, Wade in, posting, "Funny, I didn't see mayors rushing to the border when Obama was president for 8 years, right? These politicians pretend like this so-called border crisis just happened. De Blasio was around during the Obama administration and said nothing about the border." New Yorker Sam Adams tweeted, "Bill, take care of your own city first. Stop traveling on our dime. Misuse of city funds. Good point. How does he explain this trip to El Paso as a needed expense as mayor of New York?" Right? That's true. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio obviously thought that a publicity stunt from another progressive politician would best move the border debate right now, but in the end, he didn't get in. Instead, he exposed himself once again as an idiot, flying across the country to a destination where he has no business being there. Americans are sick and tired of the mainstream media pumping up folks like Mayor of New York, like the mayor. He needs to apologize to New Yorkers and pay back the city for his failed propaganda attempt with his ridiculous trip to El Paso. Absolutely, totally agree with that. Totally agree. What are you going to do? He's an idiot. I don't even know how this guy got into office. You know, he's a total moron, and he's trying to show like he cares. Yeah, how many homeless children did you drive by on your way to the airport, de Blasio? The streets are full of them in New York, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.